Power, Happiness and Success family. This video is for anyone out there who essentially wants to become more happier, more calmer, more peaceful, and more joyous, really. So this very, as you can imagine, this video is extremely profound, regardless of your current situation. Even if you do regard yourself to be quite a happy person, it's time to take things to that next level. And really we can equate happiness to essentially being in the present experience. And essentially what I mean by that is being fully focused. Essentially, if at any moment in your life you are physically doing something such as what I'm doing now, yet your mind is elsewhere, whether in the past or in the future, worried about things, experiencing negative emotions whilst you're in and amongst a certain situation, that's when you are essentially not in control anymore. That's when your egoic mind has taken over. That's when you are identifying with the mind, essentially the thinking mind, the analytical mind. And there is a time and a place for analyzing, for evaluating, for doing those like executive functioning skills that our cortex does for us. And if there's a part of our brain that we do want to be active, it will be that part above and beyond the emotional limbic brain and or the reptilian brain, the medulla, the most archaic brain that we have, responsible for primarily reproduction and survival. So let me stay on course. So the main thing that I want to share with you is the importance of being in the present moment and what that means to us. So presence essentially means being focused, being fully immersed in what we're doing, because there are very direct states of presence, such as when you're meditating, when you're focusing on your breathing, and when you are like fully in the moment with what you're doing. And then there are some more modern, if you will, and applicable states of presence and consciousness, where you can be doing activities such as working on your business, working your career, being at your job, having a conversation with someone, yet being fully present, as in your mind's not thinking, you are fully in the moment, you are actively listening. Okay, so an example I can give you now is if we were to have a conversation right now, and you're talking to me, and whilst you're talking to me, I'm actually thinking about something else in my mind, whether it be what I'm going to say next to make sure my point is heard, being associated with my identity, with my ego, if you will. Or I'm thinking about what happened to me earlier that day or last month, or something that's been on my mind, or a future concern or worry that I have. Maybe I've got something really important coming up in the next few days or the next month, and I'm focused on that. Whilst you're talking to me, you think I'm listening and I'm elsewhere. That's being disassociated with the present moment. The present moment is to be fully attentive in that conversation. Okay, so that's an example that should make it clear as to what it means to be present. And everything in our lives improves exponentially by being present. Our relationships massively improve by being present more often. Our productivity and efficiency massively improves because we are able to be fully immersed in what we're doing, as opposed to kind of like meandering, kind of doing what we're supposed to be doing, yet our mind keeps going here, there, and we're easily distracted, if you will. If you're someone who's easily distracted, you've probably conditioned yourself to be that way because of obsessive egoic thinking, really. And instead of that kind of limited consciousness, we need to go above and beyond into what we call unconditioned consciousness. And that's essentially not being overwhelmed and obsessed with our personality, who we are, the conditioned self, and instead being really, really focused on being present, giving, expressing gratitude, feeling appreciative, being in that present moment, loving, and so on. Because whenever you've got a problem and you're dwelling on something, you're worried, you're concerned, you're angry, you're sad, whatever it might be, if you're depressed and so on and so forth, really it's a consequence of being internal, in that limited space, like I mentioned. You're associating with your beliefs, and therefore when you associate with your beliefs, you're essentially operating from your conditioned consciousness, your personality, and you're not being free. You're very limited in that space. Okay, a lot of people associate themselves with who they are, how they physically look, and our bodies change as we grow older, and so on and so forth, right? So we are never our physical form. We are essentially much more than that. It's just that people begin to because people have a need for certainty, a need for control. They want to think, I look this way, this is me, right? This is my face, this is my body, you know, these are the things that I own, I have these things, you know, I'm married to this person, I'm friends with these people, I own these coats, I own these shoes. We get obsessed with possessions, and nothing is actually ever ours. Not even the money that we have is ours. Money comes and goes, it's never ours. But people like to grip onto these possessions, if they will, to have a sense of self, to have a kind of, I call it feeling concrete. But that can be extraordinarily limiting. And if you follow my material and we touch upon things like limiting beliefs and so on and so forth, you'll understand why the ego, our personality, our conditioned self is very much limiting, and why people fail to take their relationships and the quality of their lives to that highest level, to that self-actualized, self-realized, really aware and conscious state that we should all be seeking, really. So if you appreciate this video, you want to know more, head on over to my website at www.alexgem.com. Go explore, check out ACTV, check out my podcast. Absolutely mind-blowing stuff. It's going to really enable you to take your quality of life to the highest possible level, so you can be even more present and even more abundant in your life. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and also click the notification bell, because every single week I release several videos like this, and you're definitely going to want to stay in touch and tuned into the stuff that I share on a weekly basis. So have a great day, look after yourself and stay strong.